Hello guys, welcome to my page Civil Engineering Warehouse. How are you all? I hope everyone is doing well, spending their time in their home max. I'm being safe and protected from COVID-19. So I'm back here with another session for all of you. You might be thinking this is a civil engineering page and what's written on my back? Hey, that's time and work. How can time and work be linked to civil engineering? It is linked, man. It is linked. So let me explain. Today, what we are going to discuss is useful to not only civil engineers but to all the engineers present, all the budding engineers present. I am going to discuss aptitude. Okay, so the sessions which I am going to start from today will be basically on aptitude. Why aptitude and why not civil engineering? You might be thinking, I took aptitude because everyone of our friends, colleagues, everyone needs to know this thing. Because if you enter into engineering, when you go further, when you go and certain placements, there will be questions asked based on aptitude. Most of the companies, what they do is they set an eligibility criteria for us to crack, and mainly what they ask in that exams which they keep is aptitude. 90% will be 90, so not 90, 80% will be based on aptitude. Other 20% may or may not be, what do you say, your code course. So this is very important for you, not only for the engineers who are studying, who are studying for the placement, but also for all the engineers who completed the BTech and they are trying to get a government job. It's not only as a junior engineer, assistant engineer, but also other kind of jobs like in banks, in post offices, everywhere, wherever you go, the first and major screening test will be aptitude. That's the reason why I came with the concept for all to teach aptitude to all of us. Okay, so what I'm basically do is I'll separate everything. I'll separate all the concepts of aptitude and I'll teach everything to you. So firstly, I'm not just going to teach the what do you say, shortcuts of aptitude to you. Shortcuts you can find everywhere. There are plenty of videos on the YouTube where you can find shortcuts of aptitude. I'm not going to teach you shortcuts. What I'm gonna teach you is from the basic to the pro level. Like you can be able to solve the basic questions and also the questions of the toughest kind, like from the government exams till the gate exam. Yes guys, till the gate exam. The concept which I am going to provide to you will be useful to you very much, not only now but also in your future and everywhere you go. You need not like butify the concepts, like butify the shortcuts. Once you listen to my classes, once you get this concept into your mind, there is no going back again. Everything will be stored there, and wherever you go, whichever exam you attend, whichever interview you attend, whenever he asks a question, once you what do you say, memorize this concept, once you recollect it, you'll get the answer. I guess it's fine. So what I'm going to do is start from time and work today. Okay, so basically time and work, you know what is time, you know what is work. Everything which we do is work, like writing on a board is work, eating food is work. So today what I'll do is I'll take a simple example of what eating a laddu. Okay, I guess everyone are fond of eating laddus, and especially motichur ka laddu, and I'm fond of it, man. So laddu, eating a laddu. Yes. That drawing, just ignore it, man. I just drew it. I am not good at drawings. So eating a laddu, let's take a simple word, eating a laddu. Okay, with the help of the simple concept, I'll explain you the entire concept of time and work. How? So You know what? Let's assume the work of eating a laddu. As the time increases, the number of laddus eaten are going to be increased. So here we can say that work increases, that is eating, work is nothing but eating a laddu as the time increases. So we can write here as work is directly proportional to time. Can we write it? Yes. And also one more thing, number of people, like if I have 2 laddus, okay, and 1 person, so that 2 laddus can be eaten by 1 person in 5 minutes of time. And if I have 2 laddus and 2 persons, so what happens if these 2 laddus are eaten by 2 persons? The time will be reduced. The time taken previously was 5 minutes, now it will taken as 2.5 minutes. So work will be increased as manpower will be increased. Do you agree with that? Yes. So we can write directly as work is directly proportional to manpower. And also think efficiency. I know you all know the concept of efficiency. Efficiency is nothing but ability to do a work in a certain period of time. Okay, eating a laddu is work in a day. Eating a laddu per day is known as efficiency or rate of doing work. Rate, efficiency, work done in day. So work done in a particular day. That is known as rate. So let me give you an example. If a person eats 5 laddus in 5 hours, okay, eating 5 laddus in 5 hours is the rate of doing work, okay, that is his efficiency. And if the same person eats 10 laddus in 5 hours, that was 5 laddus in 5 hours, now 10 laddus in 5 hours, what happened here? Work is increased due to the efficiency. What was the work? Eating laddus. Eating laddus is increased because of the person's efficiency. Like person can eat, if I am able to eat 5 laddus in 5 hours, some X person can eat 10 laddus in 5 hours, then his efficiency, his rate of doing work is greater than rate of doing work of mine. So what happens here? As the efficiency or the rate of work increases, the work done is increases. Work done increases as rate of doing work increases. So we can write here as work done is directly proportional to rate of doing work. This is a basic concept. Okay, so mathematically we can denote this as work done is directly proportional to T. Can we write this thing? Yes. So we can also write it as where K is a proportionality constant, universal proportionality constant. Okay, so we have, what do you say, units for everything. So time period is mentioned, like the units of time periods are hours. Okay, the units of man or number of men. Okay, but what happens for rate is units for rate changes according to the work. Okay, base like the base like what you can assume is the basic units for the rate is hours per day. So for this situation, like I gave you the example of laddus, okay, the number of persons eating a laddu per day is the rate. So we can there it is as number of laddus eaten per day. Like if a labor is working, like if X guy is doing some work, like in civil engineering, if he is plowing a pit of 2 meters in one day, okay, some X guy is plowing another pit of 2 meters in what in of 4 meters in one day. So the rate here can mention as pit, that is the length of the pit excavated of 2 meters per day, like length by day, that is our rate there. And here it is eating laddu, so it is what laddu eaten per day. And so it all depends. So basically what I'll write is, like with the example of laddus what you have taken, I have written as this, like laddu eaten in particular hour per day. Okay, the next goes to work. The unit of work changes constantly. So if I take an example of building a if I take a road, laying of a road, that the work done units are in kilometers or meters, that depends on the distance. So if I take an example of cleaning an area, like cleaning a field, in that the work done units will be acres or square meters or SFT, like anything you can take, because work done basically depends on what kind of work you are doing. We are laying a road, so the units will be meters or kilometers. We are clearing an area, the units will be in acres or guntas or anything which are required. So this is what the basic concept is. I guess everyone is clear with the basic concept. I need to erase everything as soon as I complete, because I have a small board and I don't have enough space. Okay, I guess you don't mind. So the main concept is this is the main concept. I guess everyone are clear with that. So let me introduce one more thing here. What have I written? I have written that K1 is equal to K2, like M1 R1 T1 by W1 is equal to M2 R2 T2 by W2. You can't use this everywhere. The equation which I have mentioned behind me can be used only when we are referring to a same work. Like if we are comparing two works, like I am comparing one work of eating laddu, okay, with other work of eating laddu. Like I am eating laddu here at my place, you are eating laddu there at your place. So we can compare those two things. Irrespective of the place, we can compare those two things, because the work done is same. But I can't compare like eating laddu with plowing a field or digging a pit, because these two are completely different things. So for identical works, we can use this concept of K1 is K1 equal to K2. Okay, just keep in mind, you don't directly go like if it's given in a question of like a person is plowing or a person is digging some X pit and a person is eating 5 laddus tell me the tell me the efficiency, or tell me in how many days a person will complete eating 5 laddus within. You got my point, right? I don't want to like pull it more. So basically that's the thing. Only when you have identical works this concept is applicable. So let me not waste much of your time and start directly with the problems. Okay, chalo, let's discuss a problem based upon the concept we have discussed earlier. Okay, so the problem is 16 men reap a field of 23 hectares in 25 days. You got the point, I guess, right? There are 16 men. They can reap a field of 23 hectares in how many days? In 25 days. Okay, how much large field will 20 men reap in 40 days? How much large field, the area of the field, can 20 men reap in 40 days? So what I have said earlier, like if the work is same, we can use the concept. But once you see the you saw the question, okay, the work is same. Nihal said, yeah. What did he say? Yeah, work is same. We can use the question direct concept and directly you put the formula and use. That's not the point. Aptitude is a subject where you can't directly just go into the jump into the formula and add everything, or I don't need a particular word, use everything which we have in the formula and solve it. First and the most important thing while solving aptitude is you need to read the question, you need to understand it. If you are not able to understand it once, read it twice. If not twice, read it thrice. There is nothing like wasting of time. That's when you are practicing, because once you start practicing, once you start reading, you'll get habituated to understand it in the first instance itself. Not everyone can understand it in the first instance. It takes some time. So what do you do? First, when you start practicing, read the question and try to understand it, then try and apply the formula. Okay, so what as I've previously said, K1 is equal to K2 only when the work is same. So what is the work here? Reaping a field. In both the conditions work is same, so you can use that formula. Firstly, let me take M1 R1 T1 by W1 is equal to M2 R2 T2 by W2. Okay, so do we have M1 here? Yes, M1 is 16. Do we have R1 rate? What do you say? Do we have it? Let me keep it aside. Do you have time? Yes, 25 days. What do you have work there? Work is reaping a field. Do we have M2 and R2 W2? M2 we have as 20, R2, just think what can be R2 and what can be W2. T2 is 40 days. So what did he ask? How large field? So how large field? So like it's written in the question itself, the work done. 16 men reap a field of 23 hectares. Reaping a field of 23 hectares is the work done. So we have W1 and W2 as W1 as 23 hectares. How much large field will 20 men reap? Need to find W2. So what is R1 and R2? I asked you a question previously. Rate is nothing but work done in hours per day. Okay, so let me take an example. If you are working in a software company. What the rate of doing work of me will be 9 hours per day, because my working shift will be from morning, morning 9 to evening 6. So the rate of doing work by me is 9 hours per day, 9 to 6. And if there are 20,000 people working in the same company, what the rate of doing each individual will also be equal to 9 hours per day. We can't, there's nothing like my rate, if I work but my rate is different and they all work, their combined rate is different. No, the rate will be constant throughout, because what I am doing, I am working 9 hours per day, and what he is doing, he is working 9 hours per day, and all 20,000 people are working 9 hours per day. So the rate here is constant. I guess you are clear with my point. It's that simple. Now you have all what you are required. So what you need to do is you need to substitute in the given equation, from where you can find W2. So solve this thing and mention the answer in the comment box. I'll be watching to all your comments. So let's discuss one more question, and let's look at the question. You'll get to understand. X number of people were supposed to complete a work in 24 days. However, it took 32 days since 9 people were absent throughout. How many people were supposed to be working originally? As I said, don't just use a formula and jump into it. Read the question twice or thrice until you get perfect in understanding it in a single attempt. Okay. So what he mentioned here is X number of people were supposed to complete a work in 24 days, like digging a tunnel. Okay. Some X number of people were supposed to complete digging the tunnel in 24 days, but it took 32 days to dig that tunnel. Why? Because 9 of them were absent. So originally how many people were appointed? We need to find that thing. Okay, like we know the formula, MRT by W1 is equal to MRTU2 by W2. Okay, so number of men here is, do we know it? No, so we will take it as X. So the rate of doing work, so did he mention anywhere the rate of doing work is different? No, because why the number of days increased? Because the number of people were less, not because the rate was different. Okay, so what here, like like all the laborers, generally what happens, every time whenever a labor comes to a site, okay, he works for 9 hours a day generally. So if a one labor comes and work, or if 10 laborers comes and work, the rate will be same. Working for 9 hours in a day is same, so the rate doesn't change. Right. Into MRT. So what's the time period it took? It took 24 days for complete a work. Okay, so what happened next is, since 9 people were absent, originally we had X people appointed, but what happened, 9 people were absent from the X people, so X minus 9. This is what we need to understand. Whenever we solve an aptitude question, we need to understand it first. And aptitude is very simple and very easy. The thing is, you need to understand. Once you understand, then the aptitude is like, rolling a hot knife on a butter, and the rate is same, and the number of days it took was 32 days. Work done is same. So from here we can find out X. So just find out X and mention the answer in the comment box. So let's discuss one more problem. Agency undertakes to lay road of 12 kilometers in 350 days and employ 45 men. After 200 days, only 4 kilometers road is completed. How many extra men must be employed to complete work in given time. But there is an agency. What agency it is? It is an agency that lays road. What did it do? It employed how many men? 45 men. Okay, to lay a road. How many kilometers? 12 kilometers. Okay, and how many days? 350 days. Okay, what happened is only how many men did complete? What did he say? After 200 days, only 4 kilometers road is completed. Like, not he didn't mention the complete in 350 days what work was done. He just mentioned in 200 days how much work was done. So in time period of 200 days, how much work was done? Like 4 kilometers of road is laid by how many men? How many men? How many men? The same 45 men laid this 4 kilometers of road. Okay, so what happened is the time period given to us to complete laying of road was 350 days. 200 days already passed. What did we do? Did we lay 12 kilometers of road? No, we did lay only 4 kilometers of road. How much laying is still pending? 8 kilometers. And 8 kilometers in how many days? 150 days. So if you work at same rate, do you think, like, if you work at this rate, like if you work at this rate, do you think we can complete more 4 kilometers in 150 days? No. But what we need to do, we need to complete that, because project we have undertaken the contract that we will complete it, and if we don't, we will suffer the losses. So we need to complete this. So what we need to do to do that work in that particular time span, what we can do is increase the number of men. Okay, if we increase the number of men, the time in the available time period, we can do the required work. So how? Like, till now we were using the equation given by me, and we were solving it. So let's not use the equation, and let's use some alternative method. And the method which I am now going to teach you will be useful to not only this one, to the previous one, and to all the problems which are based on work and time. So whenever you find any question in the exam based on time and work, I'll show you something. You can use it directly and solve any question which you are given. Okay, just look at the concept. It is same. W1 is W MRT by W is equal to M1 RT21, M2 R2 T2 by W is equal to M3 R3 T3 by W. Okay, the concept is same. So what are we given? First, the number of men, 45. The rate of work is, let us take rate as R1. Okay, time period 350. Okay, so we are given these things, and we know that W1 is equal to MRT. So what we can do is directly multiply everything and we can find it. Further, we are given, like, what are we given? 200 days, only 3 kilometers road is completed. After 200 days, how much road is completed? Guys, this is a small change. Like, in the question it's already mentioned that the work to be done, that is 12 kilometers road. So you can get work done in this way, or also you can also write directly as mentioned in the question, 12 kilometers. Okay, we need not use this thing. Like, we will use this thing in our further questions. okay, 12 kilometers. So what we did is, in 200 days we laid a road. Okay, how much time did it take for us to lay a road of 200 days? How much men we used? 45 men. Okay, how much road did we lay? We have laid off road of 4 kilometers. How much road is still pending? 12. For we were supposed to lay a road of 12 kilometers. We already laid a road of 4 kilometers. The pending road is 8 kilometers. Okay, so how much days we are left with? 150 days. In 150 days we are supposed to lay a road of 8 kilometers, but for that we need to increase the manpower. Okay, so we can write it as 45 plus x. And rate, can you just tell me, it was mentioned that in 45 days 350 in 45 men in 350 days would complete laying of 12 kilometers. But why did we fail to lay a road of 12 kilometers in 350 days, and we laid only 4 kilometers in 200 days? That is because the workers who were appointed the work, they didn't do it, like they didn't work 9 hours straight per day. They chit chat because there was no one to look at them. So what they did, they worked only for 6 hours and they sat. There was no supervision, right? So that is because of change in rate, this everything happened. So what we need to do is, due to change in rate, everything happened. So if the rate used to be same, the work used to be completed in the same time, but as the rate was different, there was a time gap between. So, and here also the same workers are going to work, so their rate is going to be the same. Like, you can example, if a healthy person, in the question here assumed a healthy person to work and complete the work, but we were given thin and lean persons. So what they did, they used to rest and do work, due to which our work got affected. That is rate, due to the change in rate, our work got affected. So, and the rates are same because the workers are same, here the rates are same. Like in the question, the given workers were different, so the rate is different. So from this thing you can find, what do you say, the number of extra men to be employed, the number of extra men to be employed to given work. Okay, just solve the answer and mention it in the comment box. So we have one more question, guys. A fort has provision for 150 men for 45 days. After 10 days 25 men left. How long will food last at same level? The question is, there is a fort, okay, there we have adequate food for how many people? For 150 people. For how many days? 45 people. Okay, what happened next is, after 10 days 25 men left. Not all the 150 men stayed there for 45 days. What happened after 25 days, due to some X reason, 10 men, like after 10 days, due to some X reason, 25 men left. Okay, and how much are the people left behind there? Okay, after once the 25 people leave, 125 people are back left at the fort. So people decreased. What happens? The food which we have, it lasts for some days longer. Okay, so here we need to find that how long will the food last at same level? How many days will the food last? Initially the fort has how many men? 150 men. The rate, in the question he already mentioned, how long will the food last at same level? The same level is nothing but at the same rate. So the rate is constant. And in the time was 45 days initially. Okay. So next what happened? After 10 days 25 men left. That means till 10 days that 25 men were there and eating. So 150 men for 10 days. How much did they eat? The rate was same. After that what happened? After 10 days what happened? There were only 125 people left because 25 people already lived. So how much time we have left? 45 in 45 after 10 days we have what? 35 days left. Is it right? No, it is not the correct way, cause as the people decrease, as we have 35, as the food is same and the rate is same, the time will increase. That is, time will increase. It won't be the same 10 days. Got my point, right? So it will be something like 35 plus x. This will be increased. Okay, so what happens? How this happens? So let's take this 35 plus x something as some quantity a. Okay, as I already said in the previous, that work done is nothing but it is a multiple of MRT, meant rate and time. So we can use it as 150 into R into 45. As in the question it was mentioned that rate is same, let's take rate as 1. Okay, so 150 into 45, that's all we need to find it. So here the rate is 150 into 10. When you solve this thing, you will get some value x. When you solve this thing, you get some value y. So from this we can directly find that, what do you say, the value of this thing, like x minus y gives z. Okay, now we have z, we have 125, we have the rate. So directly from these things we can find out our a. Is it? So this will be 6750 1500. So what will happen? Subtract 600, 5250. Okay. So what you need to do is, this was what which was mentioned in the question, this was what it happened, this is what it is supposed to happen, and we need to find what? We need to find the number of, like the time period at which it will last. So when you use this thing and MRT by W is equal to MRT by W2, when you substitute this everything in this, you'll find 52, as 52. Okay, what you do is you subtract everything, you substitute everything, find out whether the answer is correct or not, and mention in the comment box. As you have seen in all the above problems, it was like a bunch of people working together, or it was a work clubbed and did it. Okay, like 2 persons did it, 3 persons did it, 5 persons did it, right? So in the upcoming videos of my YouTube, what I'll do is I'll give you some videos in which single person worked. Like in this you got to know how a bunch of people work. In the upcoming videos you'll get to know how the questions are solved when a single person is worked. Okay, so this is for today, guys. Thanks for watching at my session with so much patience. I don't have that much patience, but I hope you enjoyed this video. You learned a lot of things from here. So not only on aptitude, I'm going to do a lot of videos on civil also. I'm just starting it. Okay, so first let me complete the aptitude session, everything, then I'll do multitasking in civil. Okay, not only I'll show you from the basic, from the marking, like from the excavation of the from the excavation till the finishings, what and how it is done. Whenever you see a building, you just like when you see a building, after seeing my videos, you need like you will recollect everything, that how the marking is done, how it excavated, how the finishings are done, everything you'll get to know everything. Okay, I'll make sure I'll upload those videos soon once I complete my aptitude session. So I guess you like my videos. Thank you for watching my videos, guys. Thank you.